The following podcast is a Country Mompreneur production.
Welcome to She Can and She Will. I'm Marianne, also known as the Country Mompreneur, and I'm joined by my co-host, Disa McAllister. We are moms, work-from-home experts, and we love helping women take control of their lives and see all the possibilities. On this show, you will learn from us as well as other women who kick butt in their lives and want to help you do the same. So sit back and get ready for some fun. So thank you for joining us today at She Can and She Will. Casey, we are super interested in hearing about your journey. Can you first just start with what it was that got you to where you are today?
Oh my gosh. A lot got me to where I am today. I am a 3-time cancer survivor, and a miracle,
wow.
Genuinely a miracle got me here. I genuinely don't know to this day how I am here. And it was a matter of timing and, just perseverance and never losing hope of
Was this something that started like when you were super young? Because you don't look that old.
No, I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed at 31. And
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I spent 5 years after that fighting, and towards the end, we literally ran out of options, and they were basically like, "Do you want to try this?" And we're, at that point, you're like, "I don't know. Why are you asking me?" And then after some debate, my husband and I at the time kind of went back and forth, and I said to him, and I was like, "You know what? If it doesn't help me and it helps somebody else," I'm like, that's all that matters. I'm like, because the outlook's not great for me anyway. So, might as well try it. What's the difference at this point? And so we wrote a letter of compassion to the FDA and the drug manufacturer, and hoped and crossed our fingers that we would have access, without a lot of data and without a lot of really good outcomes from that data. So it was literally a matter of timing, because if I would have been sick, even a week before that, I was about to go on a clinical trial that got shut down because too many people unfortunately passed away, and I could have been one of those people.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So how hard was that to go through all of that mentally? I'm sure that was the hardest part.
Oh, 100%. I will always say that cancer is 90% mindset. It is, yes, a physical disease, but if you can't get your mind on board, the journey is so much harder. And it was really, it pushes you to your limits of what you think about every day and how much it matters. And, there were some really bleak times where I did want to give up. I did want to throw in the towel. I was exhausted on so many levels, mentally, physically, emotionally. And I just knew that, just keep going. I don't know, just keep going.
So now are you in remission? Are you cancer? What is your status now?
So technically I am cancer free as of the end of last year. I know it was, after 5 years of without a relapse or a new cancer, they technically deem you as cancer free. I still see my practitioners every year and my clinic every 6 months, just because I go to the doctor and they literally are like, "I don't know how you're still here." And I'm like, "I don't know either."
Oh my goodness. So you're saying that you fought for 5 years, basically for your life. I imagine that was quite a weight to have around on your shoulders. I would never want to look back, but now you're helping other women kind of come into their own and reclaim their own life. So can you talk about that? What do you actually do with women and, or other people, and why? Why did you choose this field?
So after 5 years of fighting and somehow making it through, it felt like I ran into a wall, and I couldn't figure out why, because I was grateful to be alive, but I didn't feel that way. I was exhausted. I was overwhelmed, and I was angry and frustrated. And I was like, I thought it was supposed to be sunshine and rainbows, and this is not what I thought it would be because I didn't have the coping mechanisms to understand surviving and the guilt and the anger, the frustration, and like seeing all my friends live lives and progress forward. And I'm like still stuck in the same spot as I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And you know, how frustrating that was. And one night I just came home from work and I threw my bag on the ground and I just crumbled on my kitchen floor crying, like ugly crying hysterically. My husband was like, what happened at work? And I was like, it's not work.
Yeah.
Like, I just struggled really a lot. And a lot of it was internal because I felt like I couldn't talk about it because everyone just kept going, well, aren't you grateful to be alive? Like, and I was, but life was not the same. And so as a result of me figuring out myself, because during my journey, no one talks about like the struggles of surviving. They were just like, oh, you're going to get there. Like, it's going to be great. I was like, okay, you guys all look amazing. Like,
Yeah.
fantastic.
You just kind of lost all those years. Like they're gone. Like like you were in.
Yeah.
Oh.
It felt like life put you in a timeout and you're like, can I get out of timeout now? Can I? Like, you have to ask like permission. And, you know, that night, I just was like, I have to figure this out. And so the more I started to like organically just talk about like, oh yeah, like the anxiety that came with it, the overwhelm, the anger, the more open I was about my journey, more women were like, oh yeah, me too. What did you do to figure it out? And it's so, I never planned to do with this. It just organically happened. And I was like, okay, well, this is everything that I did. And I started sharing and I was like, you know, because of my massive amount of like time and energy and money that I put into my own journey, I pulled things from like, you would think like would never work. And you're like, why are you doing that? I'm like, I don't know, because it worked. Just trust. And they're like, oh my God, I would have never done that. And I'm like, I know, because it's like, it's not an experience that's ever relatable.
That's important, I think, for a lot of things, is finding someone that has been there in their shoes, because you can have the doctors and everybody and the nurses saying, you're going to get there, you're going to be better, but you're not going to be the same person you were before. It's not like you're going to get better and, I'm going to pick my life back up. You're a totally different person now. And it's good for the people to have someone to talk to that's been there and they could tell them, okay, it's not going to be the same. This is what you're going to do. And that's really good. Do you have like a fear of it coming back? Is that in the back of your head sometimes?
Honestly, when I first got done with treatment, yes, it was like everyday obsession, like just waiting for the shoe to drop. And through this methodology that I created, because I was like, well, if this works and this works, and what if we put it together and like all these things, I don't ever think about it coming back. Like I know my life is going to be drastically different as I age, but I don't think about it coming back ever.
That's really good.
Yeah. So if somebody out there is going through something similar, and they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to get your attention? We're going to have links in the notes, but just your preferred.
I'm on Instagram and Facebook at The Happier Hustle. And you're talking to me, you're not talking to a robot. Like everyone keeps asking me, are you a robot? I'm like, no, this is really me.
That's awesome. So at the end of every podcast, we ask everyone, and I think you'll have some great advice. What is one tip you would give people to inspire them today to get motivated on whatever journey it is that they are on?
Start before you think you're ready, because you're never going to really be ready. So whether it's health, mindset, the job you want, whatever it is, just go for it and do it.
That is awesome. Casey, thank you so much for joining us today. Your story is so inspiring, and we're really excited to share this with another group of women. You can find Casey at The Happier Hustle or at thehappierhustle.com.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Thank you for listening. She Can and She Will is a Country Mompreneur production. Audio mix by Marianne. Research by Disa McAllister. To learn more about this and other Country Mompreneur productions, visit thecountrymompreneur.com.